What's up, Raider Nation? I am the Commish, coming to you live from Hardcore Challenge Live Studios, deep behind the enemy line. This is Raider Reaction. What's up? Night 2 on the Oakland Raider football page. It is a great day to be a Raider. It is a phenomenal day to be a Raider. As the Bear called it on his show last night, he laid out the proclamation and said this morning, Marshawn Lynch would be a Raider. And by God, Bear, you were money on the point. We're a Raider. Woke up, big news, Marshawn Lynch. So, tonight, as I am every Monday and Wednesday, I am joined by Prime. He is the Raider Reaction resident sports guru. Prime has been a ring announcer for professional MMA and boxing, PA announcer for professional soccer, play-by-play and color commentary for college basketball, play-by-play for college football. And again, we'll be dropping back deep in the pocket and letting it fly league-wide for another edition of Goes to the Post with Prime and the Commish. This is our 2017 draft pre-show. Prime, what's up?
Good word, Commish. I'm so excited for the draft.
Oh, I'm so excited for the draft too. It's like a birth. It's a new Raider is born every round one. It makes me so happy. It's a new Raider is born, and a new Raider was born today. Prime, huge news after weeks, over a month of talk. Beast Mode finally signs the ink to the paper.
The day before the draft. Just like he announced his retirement during the Super Bowl, now he comes out and says, I'm a Raider right before the draft.
I know. It was almost like they planned it this way. You know, like the Raiders are going to steal all of the spotlight right before the draft. When everybody else is talking about the NFL, we're like, why don't we just wait till the night before the draft and we're just going to drop this bomb on everybody? You almost couldn't have picked it any better. And did you see the video of Beast Mode skipping into the facility today? I mean, that's a man happy to come to work. Not only come out of retirement, but just come to work. I don't skip going into work. Do you skip going into work?
I do not skip going into work, but what cracked me up the most was what Beast Mode said on Twitter. I don't know if you follow him, but you should.
Oh, of course I do.
Yes, 12th man, I'm thankful, but shit just got real.
Shit just got real.
I had fun in Seattle, but I'm really from Oakland, though. Like, really, really, really from Oakland, though. Town business. Breathe on me.
Yes.
Beast Mode.
Money Lynch. In the house. Oh, that's the one hole. I broke it down last night. I went through the whole offensive starting squad, and that's the only hole we had was that banger starting running back. And we got Beast Mode for 2 years, 3-year minimum. And what I really like about his contract is that there's, if he hits 1,000 yards, there's an incentive for him to make some coin. So that keeps him hungry. I love it.
He's had, I believe, over 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns, like for 3 seasons before his last one where he was injured for like 9 games.
Yeah, I know. But, he had last year off. He was just hanging out eating Skittles, getting ready.
Yeah, he's hyped up on sugar and Skittles and all the fruit flavors. But I can't wait to see Beast Mode in the silver and black.
Oh,
You're gonna have Carr in the backfield there, Amari on the outside, Crabtree. That's gonna be one prolific offense.
Yes, we added Jared Cooper, added Cordarrelle Patterson, re-signed Seth Roberts, got DeAndre Washington, got Jalen Richard in the backfield with Beast Mode and a solid offensive line. That's a full stocked offense. Now
there might be a defensive spot or two they need to fill,
yes,
like an inside linebacker maybe to go along with Mack on the outside.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was, Fabian, I was excited too. I was a great way to start the morning. I agree. Defense is where we should go in the draft. Like I was saying last night, I thought we should go running back first because that was obviously the biggest hole. If you looked at the team, that was the biggest hole that we had. Holes filled. So now I think we should go defense. I think we should go defense the first 2 rounds. The first 2 rounds. Now I'd asked, I don't know if you saw last night, Prime, but I had asked the audience and just to throw out in the comments because I wanted to go back and read through them and see who the Raider Nation really wanted to have at their first round pick. And their first round pick, that it looked like across the board, a cornerback. The Raider Nation wants a shutdown corner. That seemed to be what they want. That and number 2, I would say, was an inside linebacker. So,
well, I don't want to go too early, but I will say that this is a deep draft for cornerbacks.
That's what everybody's saying, that it's a deep draft defensively, period. Defensively, period. So, Brett, I agree. We need interior help very bad. But we also need a corner. And the interesting, we got Sean Smith coming back, and we got Emerson. So those 2 are our corners right now. But you got Rod Woodson now that has moved over from the safety coach to now coach these 2 cornerbacks, which I think is a very interesting dynamic. Having Rod Woodson around, I mean, it's Rod Woodson.
Rod Woodson, he's one of the toughest quarterbacks of all time.
And then, even when he got slow at the end of his career, he switched to safety. And, you know, Hall of Famer.
He played safety well.
Top 100 player in the history of the NFL. Easily. Rod Woodson was a stud. To have that guy in your ear, I mean. So I'm hoping for a little out of these 2, but it'd be nice if we could add some talent. So, why don't we get into some draft action, Prime? Let's look at some of these. Let's look at the meat on the bone for the draft. Let's start, obviously, at the biggest position that is talked about, just draft-wise, and that's obviously the quarterback position. We don't need one, so we're not looking at one in the first round. So we're solid. But if you're looking at who you think the first quarterback coming off the board is going to be tomorrow, who do you think?
Well, I'd like to think that it's going to be Deshaun Watson. After watching him in the national championship game beat Alabama, he looked like a true gamer. He does have that it factor that a lot of people are talking about. He is a proven winner, and he's got an arm. He's got legs. The guy is talented all around. He's a prototypical quarterback that you see now in the NFL.
Absolutely.
But
I agree.
At the same time, I think Mitchell Trubisky's going to go to Cleveland.
With their second first round pick at 12?
Yeah. If he's there at 12, they will definitely take him.
All right. Well, if you look ahead, I mean, you got San Francisco. I think they got a quarterback now. I mean, I guess, if you want to call that a quarterback. Chicago, they went and got Napoleon Dynamite, so they're good. Jacksonville's got Bortles, so they're probably not drafting a quarterback. Tennessee's got Mariota. Hopefully his leg went back together. He had ligament damage. His was much worse than Carr's. The Jets went and got McCown. Now, what about the Jets? Did the Jets take Trubisky? Because I've heard Trubisky is soft. I agree. Assassin Angel Eyes, I do agree. But
the Jets have been poisoned for quarterbacks for a while. It's sad.
They took a young guy. They took a young guy last year. I can't remember. Oh, what the heck is his name? Oh, it's escaping me. The Jets took a young quarterback last year. Oh, man.
Oh, they did.
What the heck is his name? That's killing me. But they took a quarterback last year, and they totally missed because they never even really brought him out at all. So I think they know he was a miss. That's why they went and got Josh McCown. Why would you go get Josh McCown to be your starter if you know you didn't screw up last year in the draft? So maybe they jump up and take Trubisky because they're the first team I really see. I mean, if you're looking at the top 5, I don't think any of those could go quarterback. So
Yeah, they drafted Bryce Petty last year.
That was it. That's the name. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And he barely saw the field. He saw a little bit of preseason.
Yeah, he wasn't good. He wasn't good. J. Chuck, we're getting to that in a second. We're getting to that in a second. It's getting ahead. He's trying to earn extra credit.
No. But I wouldn't be surprised, actually, if Arizona Cardinals, at the end of the first round, picked up Patrick Mahomes, quarterback out of Texas Tech. Now, there's always a question about those spread offense quarterbacks.
Yeah, he's ranked in the top 5. He's ranked in the top 5 from what I see. So you might be right. Mark that.
The hunch, Carson Palmer's getting a little hold.
Hey, mark that. Hashtag Prime says Pat Mahomes to the Cardinals. Hey, man, you might be right.
Nonetheless, the quarterbacks are still deep.
Yeah.
There's a...
Because you got... What's this other guy? Kaiser. Deshaun Kaiser. I've heard... You'd mentioned him Sunday. Kaiser. He's been making some noise, too.
He has been. Apparently, he made a pretty good showing on that Gruden show, that quarterback camp.
The quarterback camp, yep.
Yeah, Deshaun Kaiser, he was a star on that. And what he did for Notre Dame was pretty outstanding. He had some really good games, some definite highlights over the season. Notre Dame didn't do anything too fantastic, but they did have a winning record, and he was the main reason.
Yes. He's 6'4", 233. He's big, prototypical NFL quarterback. So, yeah, I could see that. Just a big, He's the type of guy you look at. I mean, sometimes they just got to fit the eye test, to be an NFL quarterback. Yeah. Sometimes that helps.
I could see him being a lot like Dak Prescott.
Interesting. Deshaun Watson kind of reminds me a little of him as well, honestly.
Yeah.
But
Deshaun Watson, I think, is a bit more dynamic athletically.
You think? Yeah.
I think so.
Well, Dak Prescott had the liberty of Ezekiel Elliott last year and a stud offensive line in front of him. I mean, most rookie quarterbacks don't get that. And solid wide receivers and Hackenberg. That's it, J. Chuck. That's the guy I was thinking about. Christian Hackenberg.
Christian Hackenberg?
Yes, that the Jets drafted. That's who I was thinking about. That's the name. Damn it. Yes. He was the previous bad draft. But that was the guy I was thinking about, J. Chuck. Thank you. That's who I was thinking about. I mean, it was on the tip of my tongue, too. Because I listen to freaking Mike and Mike every morning, and, Greenberg's a Jets fan. He's always crying about the Jets, so the name was on the tip. Name was on the tip of my tongue. All right. That's about enough with these quarterbacks. We're not drafting one, so first pick? Let's. Who do you think the first quarterback off the board is? Prime, go on the record. You go on the record, and I'll go on the record.
I'm going to go with Deshaun Watson. I might be going with my heart on that one, but I'm going with Deshaun.
Deshaun Watson. I'm going to say Trubisky, and I'm going to say he goes to the Jets. That's my pick. I think Trubisky goes to the Jets. That's the first quarterback off the board tomorrow. Hashtag Commish81. Put it on the board. That's my prediction. All right. That's enough of these quarterbacks. We've got our franchise quarterbacks, so we don't need to worry about that this draft. And running backs. Obviously, there's a lot of talk in Raider Nation about running backs before this morning. Because, thank you, Assassin Angel Eyes. Going tropical because I'm in the Sunshine State. And it's like summer out today. Could have been in the pool. So,
don't rub it in.
Yes, sorry. Most of you do. It's Florida. Oh, it's beautiful. Speaking of Florida, nice segue into the running back here from Florida State, Mr. Dalvin Cook. Mr. Dalvin Cook, I don't know if you heard about this, Prime. Day before the draft, Coach comes out for Dalvin Cook saying that he's frequently late to workouts. He'd arrive with alcohol on his breath. He'd have thuggish characters with him when he showed up from the neighborhood.
Thuggish.
And just basically trying to character assassinate this guy the day before the draft, knowing he's going to be a first-round pick. Trying to get in his pocket and hurt the guy. Is that just... That's slow.
That is low. I wouldn't be surprised if it were the agents of Leonard Fournette, Phil Fournette,
Yes.
who went out and said, you know what? On the side, I'll flip you a little something. Why don't you put in some bad news about my man Dalvin?
Oh, that's some conspiracy theory stuff there. Some conspiracy theory. Because, you know, Fournette's from LSU, Florida State, you know, Southern rivals. Maybe it's a conspiracy to get Fournette up to make more money, get the higher draft pick. You may be onto something. You may be
But every year there's some drama before the draft, night of or night before. So I just wonder who's going to be stuck in the green room there for way too long.
Yes. Oh, there's always that one guy. Wasn't it Brady? Was it Brady Quinn a few years back?
Oh,
and they had to move him because he sat out there forever. Oh, yes. That was awesome. That was the most uncomfortable thing to watch. Oh, yes, I remember that. That was great. They moved him into the other room, and then he still sat there forever. Oh, yep. Yes. That was...
Even Aaron Rodgers sat for a while. He thought he was going to go in the top 5 or something like that.
Yes, he was not happy either, man. He's had that chip on his shoulder. You know, Aaron Rodgers, I'm going to go on the record. Aaron Rodgers is going to have a great season this year because he's not going to be Hollywood. He's not with Olivia whatever anymore.
Olivia Moon?
Yes.
She was fine.
Of course she was fine, but they're not together anymore. And I think he got Hollywood all red carpet. I think he's going to come out with a vengeance this season. I'm glad they're in the NFC and we don't have to deal with them. Maybe we'll have to see them in the Super Bowl.
Too many Allstate commercials.
Yes. I think he got Hollywood. And, you know, he needs that fire. I think he'll come out with that fire now because, you know, he ain't going to be getting no Olivia Munn anymore. So he's going to have some fire about him.
Anyway, back to the draft.
Back to the draft.
I think he'll be the first running back drafted.
Who will be the first running back drafted?
Leonard Fournette.
Leonard Fournette. Man, I agree. And I think on everybody's board, he's the number one. I think the bigger question is, like, who's number 2? Because I see McCaffrey and I see Dalvin Cook. Who do you... Well, let's stick on Fournette first. If you think we're both consensus, I think, whether he's going to be the number 1. I think we could both go on the record for that. Hashtag Prime in the Commish, taking Leonard Fournette, first running back off the board. But who's he going to go to?
I think it's possible he goes to Jacksonville at 4.
Jacksonville at 4. Yeah.
They need all the offensive talent they can get. It seems like they had a lot. They had a lot of potential last year. A lot of people said, and they just didn't really fulfill that.
True, I agree. Yeah, they were the team that everybody talked about before the season. It was Jacksonville and the Raiders. That they were the 2 big teams that were going to make the swing. They were right on one, but they totally freaking missed on Jacksonville because Jacksonville was not up to par with the way the Raiders played last season at all. But those were the 2 big teams that everybody talked about before the season as going to be the teams that had the big turnaround. So maybe you're right. I don't see San Francisco or Chicago taking a running back, but you never know. You think? Hold on, Chris Lentz. You think Fournette's going to go with the first overall pick? Is that what you're saying? When you say you think he goes to Cleveland? Please clarify that. Are you saying that Fournette's going to be the first overall pick? If so, I want that to go on record.
It is not 1993.
Man, because, we'll all be talking about that one tomorrow. Man, Chris Lentz nailed it. First overall pick to Cleveland. Man, I don't see that. I don't see that one. Brett, I'm with you. I don't see Fournette going number 1. I think he's the number 1 running back.
Running backs are a little bit vogue now because for a minute there were no running backs drafted in the first round. For a while, a good long time, running backs were the cream of the crop. They were always towards the top of the draft.
Yes.
But then, all of a sudden, everyone started doing this running back by committee.
It's plug and play now. It's totally different. Totally different.
Well, yeah, and there's 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Makes fantasy hell, let me tell you.
Yes, makes fantasy difficult. Running backs are so hard in fantasy football anymore. It's hard to get one. You can't get one and just... Used to be able... You could go grab a great running back. Now, you rode that guy all year and psh, you're in playoffs. Now, oh, it's totally different. Totally different. Running backs are the toughest.
There's only about 4 or 5 of them.
Yes, absolutely. Beast mode was my keeper for a couple of seasons until he, then he killed me because he was my keeper and then he retired. Retired, and I didn't have another running back to replace him. He absolutely murdered me. I was so mad at Marshawn for retiring. Just killed my team that year. But now he's a Raider, so I'll forgive him. So, there's been a lot of talk about running back from Oklahoma, Joe Mixon. I'd heard that he was a running back the Raiders like too, although I think he's obviously that's out of the mix now. J. Chuck says, Fortney to Jacksonville at 4, McCaffrey at 8 to Carolina, and Dalvin Cook at 19 to Tampa Bay. Dalvin Cook to Tampa Bay, that would be interesting. Because I know for a fact, because I freaking live here, that Jameis Winston wants Dalvin Cook. He's pretty much went on record as saying that. So I agree, if he's there at 19, Tampa Bay will take him.
Definitely, I think, Tampa Bay, they're kind of coming up too. Mike Evans and of course their quarterback is the kid right now.
They just signed Deshaun Jackson too. So,
and I love that Deshaun Jackson pick.
So you got Evans, you got Deshaun Jackson. I mean, that's Dalvin Cook. God, I hate the freaking Bucks, but I'm not sold on Winston though. I'm not sold on Winston.
Deep in the enemy lines, and he hating the Bucks.
I am deep behind the enemy lines. I ain't lying. And to be the team that beat us in the Super Bowl last time we played, and I moved here, that's when I found out I was moving here, that's the first thing I said to my wife. Tampa? Of all damn places, the last team that beat us in the Super Bowl, I gotta freaking move there? Man. Yep. But I love it here.
It's working out, isn't it?
I love it here. Got the tropical hat on. Oh, love it here.
Christian McCaffrey is so interesting, though.
Yes, he is. He is. I think the Raiders were excited about him too because he's a West Coast boy and he's very dynamic. But as I said before, we kind of have that guy in Jalen Richard in Washington, so that's why I think. But we're locked up. We don't need to talk.
I watched McCaffrey dismantle the University of Iowa Hawkeyes.
Yes.
In a bowl game, and it was ridiculous.
I remember that. Amongst boys. Oh, I remember that. That was ugliness.
I think he's going to continue to do the same thing.
Michael, you did not hear on ESPN that the Raiders' home jerseys numbers are going to be gold. I don't care what ESPN says. That is not going to happen.
Gold?
No way. Silver and black. Ain't nothing going to change. Ain't nothing changed when we went to L.A. Nothing changed when we came back from L.A. And nothing changed when we're going to Vegas. Nothing but the zip code. I will go on record as saying that. No way.
Yeah, not the Saints.
No. Not the Saints. We're not the... No gold, man. No gold. No gold. Gold is Saints and Steelers. No. I don't believe that. I see the memes going around with the freaking jerseys with the gold numbers, and no way. I don't believe that for a second. That would be the dumbest thing the Raiders have ever done. I believe. So, Prime, did you hear this crazy story? I touched on it a little last night on the show. Reuben Foster, Jabril Peppers, who are two of the... Brett, you're killing me. Oh, you're killing me. Well, so, okay, I've seen all the pictures going around. I don't watch ESPN that much because I'm getting to the point where, what do you think? I'm getting to the point where I don't like the ESPN talking heads as much as I used to. You know?
I miss Stuart Scott.
I miss Stuart Scott. I miss the hell out of Stuart Scott. Booyah! Just a booyah out there just cuz. We mentioned Stuart Scott.
On the other side of the pillow.
Hell yeah. Stuart Scott was awesome. Missed some Olbermann and some Dan Patrick back in the day. That was when ESPN was awesome. Now it sucks. Sucks. But, okay, whatever. But did you see this?
Did I hear the story?
Yes, the story about Reuben Foster, Jabril Peppers, both tested positive for diluted samples. Now, is that really a positive test if they just peed water?
Yeah. In fact, according to the NFL, they're both going to enter the league under the NFL drug program, like stage 1.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Joe Thomas, NFL lineman, we all know Joe Thomas, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. He came out and said that if you give a diluted sample for a drug screening, they will reschedule one and make you come back in and give another one. And because it's the combine, they just do one screen, and it's such a short event that they don't have time to retest you. So, what if these guys were hydrating to put on weight, to be bulked up a little bit, just like MMA fighters drain their bodies of water to cut weight? These guys want to look bigger because in the combine, it's all about the numbers. You're basically putting together a pedigree for yourself to sell yourself to a team. So what if they did hydrate? No, I'm not saying they did. They were probably masking something. But, what do you think, Prime? How can it be negative if there wasn't nothing in it to test positive?
I think that both of these guys have some bad people around them, basically. Because all these guys are coached up before the combine.
True.
And now one of them said, that's enough Gatorade.
Yes.
I mean, they're taught everything about the combine before they get there. All the drills, they do practice tests. The whole thing is pre-rehearsed before they get there. They work out like mad, and suddenly they're all just the perfect. I mean, they look good in shorts and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
You know, and at the same time, they do drink a lot of water to try to gain weight, to be heavier for the NFL because they want the bigger athlete.
Yeah, the water weight's a lot. I mean, you'd be surprised how much water weight, you know, a guy. I mean, look at fighters. You know, I trained MMA. You can. Guys cut a lot of weight, a tremendous amount of weight going into a fight. So basically, you know, if you don't cut that weight and you try to add to that, it can have the reverse effect of adding weight to your body as well. I mean, it's just science.
I've seen guys go in for weigh-ins so thirsty, totally dehydrated, and they get up there, and they weigh themselves, and they make weight. And then all of a sudden, as soon as they get off, they immediately start hydrating again. And I've seen guys look about almost 20 pounds heavier the next day at a fight.
Yes, absolutely. And man, that's not healthy either. Which they're trying to fix that a little bit now. They are trying to change the rules a little bit now so they can't cut so much weight that they've got to, you know, they got to maintain. And yeah, they're trying to fix that a little bit now so the weight cut, you can't really do that as much anymore. But when you got like, you know, some of the smaller venues and these guys that are coming up, oh, they're absolutely cutting that much. You know, if you can cut from 185 down to 155, come on. That's a big dude fighting against 155s. You're going to want to do that. So, all right, back to football. Getting off tangent there.
Peppers and Reuben Foster.
Yes.
They were projected to be first-round draft picks.
Absolutely.
And now with this baggage, it's possible they could definitely slip maybe as late as the third. I doubt it.
You think? Prolific. I don't know if I see either one of these guys falling out of the first round, man. Reuben Foster is a stud. Reuben Foster is pretty much the number one on the top of the inside linebacker charts from what I've seen. And he could be one of the guys that we're looking at if we're lucky enough for him to be around that far. What up, Tony? Raider Nation. And I still think he goes in the first round. Jabril Peppers? I don't know. Maybe he could slip. I don't see Foster slipping, though. He's just too damn good.
The thing is they're both diluted samples. That's not quite being busted for drugs.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
So, I could be all mixed up on that one. I don't think they should even be labeled as attendees of the drug program.
No, hey, if they want to test for performance-enhancing drugs and, stuff like that, I'm all for it. But I think the NFL should quit testing for marijuana, and that's just my own personal opinion. I mean, it is legalized in several states. It's getting legalized medicinally, and that's just my thought on that. But
gotta ease the pain.
Yes. That one I don't think it should be one of the ones they're testing for, but that's my personal opinion. But like I said, they didn't give a negative sample. They gave a diluted sample. I mean, they could have been masking something. Obviously, majority of the time, probably you give a diluted sample, you're probably masking something. But like I said, the guys tried to explain it. Thank you, Armando. They tried to explain it, and his explanation was that he was trying to put on weight. It's a legitimate reason, and without them knowing any different, how can you say the guy's lying? Because scientifically proven, he would give a diluted sample if he was drinking a bunch of water trying to put on weight. So, I don't know what I think about that one.
Yeah, well, they're both defensive players, and this draft is deep with defense.
Yes. So, now we're to defense. Raider Nation, let's talk about who our first overall pick's going to be. Obviously, that's the biggest thing Raider Nation wants to know about, and we're there. So let's talk about that. The Oakland Raiders have the 24th pick, and like I saw last night on the show when I took the poll, it seemed unanimously Raider Nation wants a cornerback. Now, corners.
What if the Raiders win offensive line?
Offensive line? The first.
Offensive line.
Oh.
You got to build the team from the inside out.
Well, we've done that, though.
I know.
We've done that. But, which makes me wonder if, should we, like you would on the offense, like you just mentioned, building from the inside out, do you build from the inside out on the defense? Do you go defensive line first? I don't think that's where we're going to go. But
now, there's rumors that you guys are going to go cornerback.
I've heard corner and I've heard linebacker.
And I've heard inside linebacker.
Yes. Corner, I've heard getting kicked around several different guys. The number one that I'm seeing on the board is Marshawn Lattimore from Ohio State. I don't know if the Raiders are high on him, but he's the one I'm seeing on the top of most people's charts. I've heard Kevin King from Washington. He's in a lot of people's top fives. I've heard him maybe mentioned to the Raiders. I've the linebacker that I've heard recently, which I've seen quite a little bit of because he's local to, which is Jarrad Davis from Florida. He played outside linebacker. He can play inside linebacker as well. And I've heard a lot of talk about him. He's 6'1", 238, runs a 4.7, 440. Man, he's
a stud. He made a lot of plays. There are worries about missed tackles.
Yes.
But, they can coach him up.
Yes. Absolutely.
When you have Mac beside you, that just makes you that much better. I think he's going to be a game-changing linebacker this year.
Yeah, you got Bruce Irvin, you got Mac. He's got some talent around him. You put a young guy in there. Talk about some mentors around you. I mean, if they just got to get the guy with the right mindset to come in right now, because we've got such a good thing going. Everybody that we need to add needs to gel with what we got going, which is why I liked the Marshawn signing so much, because Marshawn he looks like a Raider. He's from Oakland. He looks like a Raider, and his attitude.
Tattooed on his chest.
Yes, he's just gonna fit right in, and that's what I think we need for an inside linebacker. Is we got to find that guy who's just gonna fit right in. So it may not be as much about the other stuff as it is the guy that can just fit in. J-Chuck, you think he's a second-round talent? I don't know. I'm just saying I've seen on a lot of people's boards that Gerard Davis is somebody that the Raiders could pick. If we go linebacker.
Yeah, if they go linebacker, I would still... Well, it's kind of hard to say.
I think Reuben Foster would, despite his clear urinalysis, I think if he's there at 24, we'll take him. Absolutely.
That's kind of what I was thinking. I thought Reuben Foster, but, he's got that diluted sample, so does that make him a Raider because he's kind of a bad boy? I didn't want to go that road.
Well, I can't say I didn't think the same thing. I thought it a little bit too. We'll take the chance on those guys that other teams won't take a chance on, and I thought the same thing. Fabian, I agree with you, but I would say 6th or 7th round, late for a quarterback if we want to grab a backup quarterback. I'm down for the trade down. I don't know about that, Felbert. I don't think we need to trade out of the first. I think we need to grab some talent with this first overall pick. Absolutely do, because it needs to be a talented guy on defense.
This is the latest the Raiders have drafted since...
It's been a while.
Maybe like 2003 or something.
It's been a while. That's for sure. That's...
Barring any trades.
Yes, barring any trades, but I don't think we're going to trade. I think we can work with what we got. I think we can work with what we got because, we've done well in the past. I don't know if you saw, Prime, that USA Today had did a breakdown. I kind of touched on it last night a little bit. Had done a breakdown of the 2014 draft, and they graded the Raiders an A+, because they grabbed 2 franchise players in the same draft. They grabbed Khalil Mack and Derek Carr in that draft, as well as Gabe Jackson, and in the 3rd round. So they an A+, and we've pretty much hit every draft since. So.
You definitely hit with every draft since. Well, Cooper, Matt, Carr.
Yes. It's finally. And so, when you have those crappy seasons and you get those high draft picks, you got to make something happen. And that's why Reggie was Executive of the Year this last season. Because, man, look where he's put us.
Been hitting on every cylinder.
Yeah, look where he's put us.
Every draft.
He's been a football genius.
Tell you what, Fabian, a backup quarterback, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
No, I saw that. I don't think that'd be a bad idea either, but that's what I'm saying late round. We got to address defense. Got to address defense. I don't think we need a... No, not that bad. Not that bad. Got to address defense. I say linebacker or corner first, then a defensive tackle, and then maybe we can grab a late round running back, maybe another utility wide receiver, and then maybe another quarterback, maybe late. That's where I think we need to go draft-wise. I think our first 3 to 4 picks easily, 3 for sure, but maybe 4, should be defense. 100%. I think this should be a defensive draft. It's my thoughts.
Yeah, it should be a defensive draft. I think you're pretty sewn up on offense, and if you can catch the defense up, you've got, of course, a dynamic Mac, but you need a supporting cast that can, bring the pain like he does.
Yes, absolutely. He needs these guys around him. So, we've kind of touched on most of our hot spots for the draft, except for one, really. Who do you think is the first overall pick tomorrow?
Well, listening to everyone around the nation, it sounds like Myles Garrett, defensive end, Texas A&M, is going to be the number one pick in the draft by the Cleveland Browns.
You think? I mean, that's what everybody's saying. I've heard a lot of guys, though, that are not as high on Myles Garrett as you think everybody would be for the first overall pick, the kind of shoe-in first overall pick.
Absolutely. There's been rumors of him being a limited player.
Yeah.
Someone who has, one move and not much else, and that may work in college when you're up against less talented offensive linemen than the best of the best that end up in the NFL. So he's going to run into a wall and not be able to get around the edge. He's not going to have the speed. There are plenty of reasons why he shouldn't be the number one draft.
Yeah, I mean, they've questioned his motor. You've heard guys questioning his motor. I agree. I've heard that he's only got one move. He's just big, he's strong, and he's fast. And with the type of offensive lineman that you typically go against in college, which are spread offensive linemen, he's one quick move, strength, and fast. In the NFL, they shut that first move down. He doesn't have a second move, really. So, just because he's big and strong and fast, so's everybody else. So, I mean, you've got to have that extra. Does he have that extra to be a number one overall pick? I agree. I think they're going to take him, but I guess we'll find out. But
we'll definitely find out. I'll be tuned in, ready to watch.
Oh, me too. Love draft day. It's like the official 2017 season's here. Finally. It's, finally. It's here. Draft day. Gotta love it. A Raider is born every draft day. Or, whatever. A new guy's born for every freaking team, but I only really care about the one. So you're gonna go on record with Myles Garrett? I mean, I'm gonna go on record with Myles Garrett. I obviously think he's gonna be number one overall.
I'm going on record with Myles Garrett. Number one pick. Hashtag priming the commish.
Yes, I'm going with you. Myles Garrett, number one overall pick. And we were saying we agree on Fournette, first running back off the board. And is that we're going Fournette? I think that's first running back off the board.
Yeah.
Okay. You're going with Deshaun Watson as first quarterback off the board. I'm going with Trubisky to the Jets. That's what I'm going to
Deshaun Watson could go as early as 6 to the Jets.
You think? But you still think Deshaun Watson's the first quarterback off the board, right?
I do.
Okay. I think Trubisky. For some reason I think they're going to take Trubisky. I don't know why. Call it a hunch. I just think they're going to take him. I don't know why. I agree. I think Deshaun Watson should be the guy, but for some reason, I just don't think everybody's as hyped as they should. So,
honestly,
Michael wants to trade our coaches.
A lot about Derek Barnett. He's a defensive end out of Tennessee.
Yeah?
Considered the most polished pass rusher in the draft.
Interesting.
Absolutely. I don't know. The draft is tomorrow. I am so looking forward to it. I think Deshaun Watson is going to be the first quarterback off the draft board. I think Mitchell Trubisky, he could go to a lot of places.
Yo, Assassin Angel Eyes says she sees him going number 2 to the Niners. The Niners, I don't see them drafting a quarterback. They should draft a quarterback because they don't really have one. But I don't think they're gonna draft one.
What if Trubisky went to the Redskins?
The Redskins? Well, they did they franchise tagged Cousins, but they didn't sign him. I don't think they're in love with Cousins. I mean, they treat that dude, it's like, they don't love that guy.
Cousins is actually a talented quarterback.
They don't treat him like he's a talented quarterback. They keep franchise tagging him.
He was a top 5 quarterback in the last 2 seasons.
Statistically, I agree. And he went to the playoffs. But they don't seem to respect him.
Now, I actually watched the Pro Bowl this year.
Oh my! It was in Orlando. I was gonna go, but none of the Raiders were gonna be there. I think there ended up being 3 Raiders there. Mac was supposed to be there. Carr was supposed to be there, and none of them ended up going. So I wasn't gonna go to watch a bunch of other guys. So I didn't end up going. I did want to go. We were planning on going.
I ended up watching the game, and it was the best Pro Bowl I've ever seen.
Oh, sure. Of course, the one I didn't go to. That figures.
No, they played to a degree that was acceptable.
Really? I did not watch it.
Not the Olay blocks and
really
just general lackadaisical lack of effort. No, this was actually a football game. And you know who was MVP of that football game?
No, I honestly do not know who is MVP. Does anybody know who MVP of the Pro Bowl was? Because if you do, put it in there now, because I will be shocked if anybody knows who. That's why Prime is on, goes to the post every Monday and Wednesday, because he is our resident sports guru. Because nobody else would know who the MVP of the Pro Bowl was. So, who was it?
It was Kirk Cousins.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, he went ballistic. He went nuts.
Wow. Well, good for him. Huh. I had no idea. What do you know?
You should watch the game. It was. I watch almost any bowl. I'll watch any championship. I don't care if it's badminton. If it's a championship, I will watch it.
Oh, my son loves the Pro Bowl. One year, I forgot to tell him about the Pro Bowl, and he was irate. He thinks it's awesome that all of the best players are on the field at the same time, because he's still 10, and in a year or two he's going to realize that it's not a real game. But right now, he still thinks it's an awesome game because all the best players are on the field.
He's right.
He doesn't understand that it's not really.
No, it is.
I used to think the same thing, but back in the day they used to have like the quarterback challenge and all that cool shit that went with the Pro Bowl. Now they don't really have that anymore. That was I loved the quarterback challenge. They used to have that on ESPN, man. That was awesome. The skills challenge.
They do a flag football.
Oh, really?
With like old timers and stuff.
Well, maybe I need to go to more Pro Bowls.
Yeah, you get to see like Steve Young out there, and he's still swinging it.
Interesting. All right. So, let's go back to the number 1 overall pick for the Oakland Raiders. Number 24. Prime, if you think we had to go somewhere, where do you think we're going? Do you think we're going corner? Do you think we're going inside linebacker?
I think you're going linebacker. I think I'm going to go off the grid a little bit here.
Go ahead.
I'm going to say Hassan Reddick.
Hassan Reddick. That's a name I've been hearing too, and that's really not that's not off the charts too much. I've heard a lot about that guy, Hassan Reddick.
Absolutely, he's an Energizer bunny.
6'1", 237, 4'5", runs a 4.5.
Flat?
4.52. Pretty close.
4.52. Pretty close. Yeah.
Pretty close. He's projected middle to back half of the first round. So, fast, explosive, dangerous edge rusher.
Non-stop motor.
Yeah. 10.5 sacks last year. 10.5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, 3 passes broken up. Okay. Hassan Reddick. I've been hearing a lot of Gerard Davis too. I've been hearing Gerard Davis too. I don't know who I really don't know. Now that we signed Marshawn, I thought for sure 100% we were going to go running back. I could see us going corner. I think we need to go inside linebacker first, but I could see us going corner just to try to grab that diamond in the rough. I think it's possible. So, I don't know. Do you want to go on the? You're going on the record as Hassan Reddick for the first pick for the Raiders?
I'm going on the record.
All right. Hashtag Prime. Hassan Reddick. I'm going to say we take cornerback King from Washington, the first overall pick. That's who I'm predicting. I am going to go Kevin King, cornerback, Washington, 6'3", 200 pounds, 4'4", 340, 44 tackles, 13 passes broken up and 2 picks in 2016. That's who I'm going with. The year before, he had 5 passes broken up and 3 picks. I'm going to say Kevin King, University of Washington. Dun, dun, dun.
Hey, Chuck.
The pick is in.
Russell Wilson and Michael Bennett. No way.
You don't think?
Oh, no. Jay Chuck is saying that there's a different MVP for the Pro Bowl game.
Uh-oh. Was Prime wrong? Fact checker. We need a fact checker. Oh. We need a fact checker.
I'm checking it.
Google it up. We cannot have inaccuracies.
Oh, we can. There's such thing as mistakes, but I don't think I'm wrong here.
No, it's true. There are mistakes are okay. Absolutely. Well, while Prime is looking that up. Raider Nation. Who do you think? J. Chuck looked it up. Are you the one that said it was the Kansas City? Well, we'll see. We will get to the bottom of that mystery. It's probably something you can hardly even Google because nobody cares.
Yeah, you know. And I'm looking at something that says it was Travis Kelce and Lorenzo Alexander.
Were the MVPs?
Yeah. I don't think that was last year, though. Or this year. It might have been last year.
Uh-oh. J. Chuck, they're saying...
In the middle of the offseason, I'm all messed up.
Oh, no. Oh, Prime was wrong. I think J. Chuck's right.
Oh, no.
Yeah, well.
Oh, so close. Well, I watched the game and he should have been.
Well, he played awesome. The point he still made his point. He played awesome.
He did.
That's where we were going with that anyway. He played awesome nonetheless. Alrighty. So, I think that's about it. Is there anything else you want to touch on, Prime? That you want to go on record before we close it out here for our draft pre-show? Draft's tomorrow.
The only thing I'm going on record for is I cannot wait for the regular season.
Oh yeah, I can go on record for that one. That's for damn sure. I am ready for it.
That I'd say I'd skip summer, but I would this year.
All right.
I'm that excited for this coming season.
Yes, I'm so excited for the season. Thank you, J. Chuck. Appreciate.
Thanks, J. Chuck. That is appreciated. Did you watch the game, J. Chuck? Kirk Cousins balled out of control.
Yes, apparently he did. I did not watch it. My son watched it though. I did not. I must have watched a little bit of it, but that was about it. So, Prime, thank you for joining us. Prime will be back with us on Raider Reaction on Monday to break down what happens in the draft on the post-draft show. We'll break down all the action, like only Prime and I can, Monday. And then we'll be back again Wednesday. Every Monday and Wednesday goes to the post with Prime and the Commish. Prime, thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks for having me, Commish. Raider Nation, it's good to hear from you. Glad you guys are tuning in. You can catch me on my mistakes anytime. I might make one or two.
They're few and far between, though.
That's right. I'm right a lot.
Right on. Prime, thanks for joining us. Every Monday and Wednesday goes to the post with Prime and the Commish. Obviously, it's draft time right now, so we wanted to get a little deep into the draft. It'll be rare that we ever get that deep into one topic for that long. But it's the day before the draft, people. So we got to get deep into the nitty-gritty and the nuts and bolts. We want to go on record with our picks, so that way if we're right tomorrow, we can look like geniuses. Come on, everybody wants to look like a genius. So, that is all for this edition of Raider Reaction, featuring Ghost to the Post with Prime and the Commish. Remember, all of our webcasts from Hardcore Challenge Live Studios are now archived on our YouTube channel. So please, go subscribe to Hardcore Challenge Live Studio webcasts. Got the Hardcore Challenge Live, the Pinnacle of Fantasy Football webcasts in there, as well as my Raider Reaction webcasts, both in separate playlists. Pick your flavor. Also, go like up my Raider Reaction page. Going to be giving out prize packs on an upcoming show very, very soon. However many 100 likes I got when that show gets here, so many prize packs I'm doing. I'm already at over 200. We hit 300. I'm going to be drawing for 3 prize packs. It's going to be happening soon within the next several weeks. So go like it up. Always stream live here Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 o'clock Eastern. Always here. Always here on the Oakland Raiders football page and Raider Reaction. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for tuning in. I'm out. Got to get up out of here. The Bears coming on. Peace. Love. Raider Nation.